last week pa lugina continuously non-stop pani nurkhina girigina Dimapur laga citizens kan bishi duk paigina aha global window ba bishi ba report dikhai gina hina se chukla nuigina edekta mundu khobor do innocent tinjun manula life bi murse doga laga upor de district administration kambra bi flood affected families can get relief fund can dia upor be global window by down sub upor de highlight kuna dikhai dina se tukna every colonies de public can kinanga affect kurigina say do flood pa idu kan tangala grievances kan laga upor de be ami hala viewers kan gi dikhai gina se naga nishna ji July 8 te yede MLN advisor for labor and employment skill development and entrepreneurship and excise Moatoshi along with DDMM members headed by Deputy Commissioner Dimapur Dr. Tino Jongchichang Kambra flood affected colonies kan de takhan aji jaigina inspection jawula se aibi ami khan jaigina lingurjan ba shuru kurubla se guna ami khan khobor ba sai bi kwanishna jaigina idu inspection laga opor de ami khan sai sabo aro tahan idu inspect kurigina joy samai debi tahan kinanga kota grishe to the Dimapur Municipal Council councillors or chairman kan hulibi or as well as the colony councils kan logodibi tahan advisor ba hubi or from the DC side also tahan ke ki ekta approach kurigina se thologa pore jana details pa amikan sai sawo itukla nugina advisor or DC logodibi ajila inspection laga pore details pa uta huti kuri sawo
because of that blockage, this case, the flooding has been happening. So I think with the guidance of our advisors, I think we all have to work together and we have to search for a permanent solution so that this kind of incident does not happen. And taking this advantage, I would like to inform you that tomorrow we just got a call from our Chief Secretary office that tomorrow Chief Secretary and also that our advisor, disaster manager NSMA, they will be visiting our district along with the officials from the STMA. So I think I would like to request all the councillors also, like also the press and media, to kindly accompany us so that like we can share our grievances to them also so that they take up to the government. So with these few words, I conclude my speech. Thank you once again.
The natural calamities which has just recently it has rained. And that's was a really havoc thing in Dimapur city. Yesterday we went for a spot verification early in the morning and we have assessed something, we have assessed on what is to be done and not to be done. And on top of that, this morning, this afternoon at 1 p.m., we had an emergency meeting on how to go on with this natural calamity. First of all, I just like advisor had said to us that it is we lack civic sense. That is whatever disaster is there, it's a man-made at the most. So we took a decision that to erect something, where to do demolition drive. Then this afternoon we are taking that extreme steps. So we will be coming to the administrator, we will be coming to the advisor, to the board, and we will try to demolish whatever that is to be demolished. So I look forward that the administrator will give us a full support on what demolition is to be done. Otherwise, this is the right time to act. Otherwise, every year, if this kind of things happens, we are will be falling into the same trouble again. So I look forward to it. And about the relief also, our DMC has, in our own fund, in our own capacity, we are trying to releasing some funds on the relief point. So I look forward that even the district administrator and the district management board department to please come forward and do the needful. Thank you. Around 4:40 or something like that, someone called me about to inform this. So I went around at that time, which I stopped before 7. So that time, I feel within 25 to 30 years, this plot came up the strongest one, measuring at least 1 feet above the earlier days. Sector 1, nearby Welcome Gate in front of the opposite of the Emmanuel College, the downstairs was almost flooded. That was reflected from the Lingri River to the Boundary River. India, first time after formation of the DMC, India for third Tamurahado, Ekishom Abunikan Korne, Bahalaki. Of course, we have to feel sorry about the affected families. We'll be wherever, not only in Lingridam, not only in Wardrobe. We'll be so period, एक बार combine दे check पूरी जाएगी ने नाला kan pun falsely illegally construction है river भी होगे Lingridam river because we made ourselves that river into a drainage. And because of that, we have man-made blockage and man-made trouble. So ito kan check hopefully kami, ulap our honorable advisor for team to do it, ulap check for it, काम for it, aro airport tak, American esman to for it, a check for it in court server. Chapo for it, why not nala? If we can effect that with a strong hand, the Zimbabweans will feel free and will get peace, and American Pura, public Pura, itu apna kan leadership to sabas kubule itu orne, oi, bahal puri puri to, apuni kan ulok harsh look, but the publics are there to support you. So keep program, put if you could them there, all the councils within the urban area, Matigina, American Subtagine, in our presence, in presence of the police, American Tempura, Kampurile, American Himaburo, Itiapura है सिर्फ स्टेंस को मेंटेन करेंगे सबको पढ़े को लगे लेकिन यहाँ भी आका करेंगे and once again I want to give thanks to all of you. Thank you.
But then now, though the other side become Assam, I think DMC before the monsoon sets in, we should also emphasize on cleaning of this drainage. Okay. And secondly, I want to actually emphasize construction of houses, because Dimapur is affected once by rain, once by fire hazard. We have seen a lot of problem that fire brigade could not enter the very place where the houses were burning. Now, I think DMC should immediately import a rule to seek permission from the municipal council, even for construction of houses by the riverbank, and all those landowners who are leasing out their buildings, making all this, slum type of, there has to be a connectivity road, passage, so that the fire brigade could enter. I think we should focus on this. Dimapur, even your colony was burnt, the fire brigade becomes very difficult to enter. So we should have, we must make it a rule that all those landlords should give a clear passage for fire brigade to enter. cannot have everything under the sun. We have to remove all this bamboo, grew. Drainage to clear over like what? Bamboo look out now. Nah. I'm sorry to give this comment, but definitely. So, Mando, itu area dole, river back area dole, itu kan drainage to clear. Akibo karne bamboo dole filai le bhalo bo. Suppose NSTA may come down tomorrow, this advisor and all that. I'm told they are going to provide some relief, isn't it?
Sir, it's for the ex gratia, the 3% expired, na?
Okay.
Yeah, for that only.
Okay.
Otherwise, like for this kind of things, na, they just give they applied under STRA form, and where the amount given is just $3-4. That is the issue.
So last time also we applied for that.
Yeah.
The same condition, we are not getting anything.
Now, see, they are not giving us sanction money there. They are crediting directly to the account from Kohima. So maybe we have received the list to how many beneficiaries they have credited the amount. We are just receiving the list. Direct benefit transfer, they are crediting to the account. So maybe some person may not know from where the amount is coming. Yeah. So I think we'll have to inform them whether they have received certain amount or not.
See, we cannot rely everything on the government. We have to do certain measures, mitigation measures by ourselves. That, like I've said, this bamboo groove and all this, we have to clear it so that the water flows freely.
The course of the stream.
Yes. And if we are to depend on the government, how much can the government give to each individual? Kuriabara itu ini flooding area. Besides the rain, what is the cause of the problem?
Actually, this Nula is too narrow. It can't accommodate all the drains which are accumulated from all the colonies. And I don't know, the only solution has to be 50% of the water which is flowing here should be diverted to another colony. If not, if we build this wall even higher also, 5 feet higher also, it won't be possible. Because the drain is too small, and moreover, the water which is flowing from all the colonies, even it's coming from Taiko, we have already studied there also, then from Rangapahar also. So all these are accumulated. So before, initially in the year 1985, it was so small that we could just jump, and we used to keep only 3 bamboos, like that we used to cross. But now, after the project of this Ansara and all, this they have enlarged it, but then all the drains which are coming from different colonies are too much, and it can't accommodate.
See, that water flow, the watershed, naturally, it flows towards your colony, isn't it? It can never be stopped. And we can never divert it to other colonies because who will accept it? So the only scope left is to widen the drainage. Now, in order to widen the drainage, you as a colony secretary, you should be willing, your members should be willing to enforce widening of the drainage.
Sir, our colony is the widest if we compare like that. And if I got information from the chairman also that the last which is overflowing to the river, Dhansiri River, there it's only 3 feet. So, see, all this water cannot just go and enter in a narrow part. No? That's also the problem because it's swift flowing is being disturbed there also.
See, what I understand is actually there has to be a uniformity in widening of the drainage. Whether you say that there's enough space, you have already widened enough, even though that is so also. If all the colonies have started widening their drainage, then your colony have to agree to widen the drainage. Because, tell me, what is the distance?
Actually, when the Ansari company, when they started making, the depth was 8 feet, whereas the width was 10 feet. That is also minimum. In some area, it's even 15 feet to 20 feet also, the width, the breadth. Whereas the depth, because of the, this, what do you call this, the residue which are remaining, the sands and all, no? That cannot be taken out everywhere.
See, what I'm trying to tell you is actually, you want others to widen it, you don't want your colony to widen. That cannot go also. Okay, there has to be uniformity in widening of the drainage. Because if DMC administration enforces 50 feet wide width, then you have to agree to it.
Yes, we'll agree.
Then
If all
as
the
simple as
colony
that.
agrees, then we are ready to.
That has to be followed.
Yes.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, na. Oi, amakan colony secretary barabi goshe. Olive amakan yedo SM colony ward 20. Yade flood hua thaka do. Thaiku side, signal side, Kuta village. Aro yedo Grace colony. Right yade pani do hai do. Poila dole mane do train laga yedo fresh punega na se do. ताते बड़ा पानी तो थेंसरे फाले पोथा था किसे बोले बे तो फोन करे ना सब ए फाले पोथा से तो आहा दोले माने मानुखान तो तास्पिन चापरा लगा तास्पिन गोया मगन तो पानी लगा तास्पिन हो जाए तो ए फाले पुलिस पिन नागरचन लगा पुलिस पिन लगा नीचे दे ये तो नाला तो मन छुटू छुटा से तो सब नाला दे आरसीसी फाउंडेशन बनाएगा ना ताते बड़ा जाम होएगा ना फ्लड होएले ऊपर बराबर है वो नीचे बराबर है इनको होएगा ना पानी तो एकदम खुद भी जाबो ना पड़ा इनका हो जाए ये तो बड़ा से तो ए फाले नीचे फाले तो पुलिस पुन लगा नगरजन पुलिस पुन नीचे फाले नाला तो क्लियर करे सकले तो आराम बरा जाबो आमाखान तो नाला तो छुतो रखा ना टांगो रखी से
10 feet तो इमान डाঙर নহয় anyway মই কোৱাটো না
सर
যি কাম কৰিব compromise থাকিব লাগিব you have to give in something take something
हां सर
এইটো আপোনাক নেদিব দোসৰাটো দিব কইলেটো নহব so you have to give in something compromise has to be there এইটো পৰা এইটো মই এতিয়া হতিয়াটো we will make sure that the widening of the drainage especially led by our DMC chairman and the municipal councillor we will start initiating this widening perhaps our priority should be to submit to the government to have a very good drainage system in Dimapur. Leave aside everything. Leave aside the other developments. We should focus on the construction of the drainage. Idu drainage chalam de abuna gole ni dola 10 feet to dangor ase koi thakile no bro.
Oh sir.
Idu ko ya.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's right.
So one more problem now, which I was mentioning.
Okay.
Sir, moi bi kamet ba mai ki lagan nam break da kota ko kulim manase. Mai ki kando যদি একটা বিজনেস কৰিব গ'লিবি মুৰ্গী আনি কেনে পালিলিবি পানী আহি কিনে চব কদম কৰে মুৰ্গী লগা বিজনেছ বি কৰি চাইছে আৰু কাউৰী লগা বিজনেছ বি কৰি চাইছে কাউৰী বি লৈ যাইছে এইটো চাল বি লৈ যাইছে আৰু ভাড়া ঘৰ অলপ কাঁচা ঘৰ হ'লিবি বনাব গৈ কেনে কাঁচা ঘৰ বনাইছে ইমান পানী আহিলে কোন থাকিব না পুৰা খালী হৈছে 3টা ৰুম দি মানুহ থকাটো আজি মৰ্ণিং সামান উঠাই কিনে লৈ যাইছে এইটো মই পাৰ্চনেলি নহয় পুৰা এনেকুৱা কলনি স্পেচিয়েলি ফিউ ফেমিলিজ এনেকুৱা বেছি এফেক্টিভ আছে এইটো ছাৰ মই খান পৰা ক'বলৈ মন থকাটো হয় গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট পৰা মই খান ইয়াতে জবৰদস্ত থাকিবলৈ দিয়া নাই হ'লেও গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট লগা হেল্প মই খান লাগে মই খান খালি পাৰ্চনেল পৰা এতিয়াতো ছাৰ্ভাইভ কৰিব নপৰা হৈছে nearly 30 years, 35 years that iman to কৰাটো আৰু এতিয়া 3 বাৰ আৰু বেছি দুখ হৈ আছে 3 বাৰ পানীটো এইটো চালটো বেছি লাষ্ট ইয়াৰ ব্ৰাদাৰ বেছি বিয়া পৰা আহি আছে আৰু ছাৰ এইটো নালাটো খালি এইটো লগা নহয় কিনা ওপৰৰ পৰা প্ৰেছাৰ ৰাস্তাৰ পৰা জইন কৰি কিনা দিয়াৰ পৰা এনেকুৱা দুখটো বেছি হৈ আছে এইফালৰ পৰা আহিব ইয়াৰ পৰা আহিব আৰু এইটো লগা ৰাস্তাটো পেক কৰিব আৰু নাগাজাম পৰা অহাটো হ'লে উইদিন ফিউ মিনিটছ একদম ঘৰটো পৰঠা কৰি দিয়ে একটা সামান বিক বেচা নাই এতিয়া 4 days হৈছে দে ঘৰদিন নোসোমা দ ঘৰমান নোখান লগা আশ্চৰ্য ইয়াৰ পৰা থাকি থকাটো ইয়াত তাজি সোমাই আছে ঘৰদি থাকবলৈ নোৱাৰে ইমান মাটি জাবৰা ফ্ৰিজ টিভি খোলা সামান চব মাটি দি আপোনাৰ চাব বুলি আই উইটনেছ আহি কিনে চাবে এনেকুৱা ফ্লড কৰি আছে এইটোৰ পৰা মৰম পৰা আমাৰ কাৰণে ৰিলিফ মাঙা নহয় হ'লেবি এইটো পানী ঠিক যাব কাৰণে মৰম পৰা একটা ৰাস্তা চেৰা আমাৰ কাৰণে চাই দিবি কৈ আছে থেংক ইউ ছাৰ
We shall have this discussion in the upcoming district planning board.
We'll take up.
Perhaps before we sit for the district planning board, you kindly detail an officer to see the complaint which you have just voiced regarding the diversion of the drainage commodity. If before it was there, then it should be open. Now, whoever have diverted the drainage towards this side, if before that is so let us look into that matter and perhaps we'll take up this in the district planning board. Nah? Then kindly depute an officer to see that particular area so that report is on the table before we initiate discussion.
Sir, will you make chairman?
First of all, thanks to our DC sir. Moi da video ko ni na simply relative side se done saving one thanks aro amni ko nisna widening go we ro mo bi ko 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 moi da pulling ba to film ko len ba ro okay re so bishi thanks apni man du ko na idea bi aina side de sir
সব কারণে কোয়াহে আছে মই কোয়াটো না সব লা ওয়েলফেয়ার চাব লাগিব খালি বেলহমি নহয় চলা নহয় আমাৰ ডিমাপুৰ লগা হতাই প্ৰব্লেম এইটো হতাই নাথাকিব লাগে once for all we have to take a decision to solve this problem ইনিয়াই কৰিব আমাৰ দেই আৰু if our deputy commissioner and SDMA could actually ascertain the losses incurred by them. Perhaps we can submit it to the department, to SDMA, for reimbursement or whatever support we can give. They?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think medical big planning and
Sir, we'll tie up with Mitigation.
affected people get sabo like over there. They are sorting through the dirty water, na. Aro cholera, if it will go like them, we see give away. Kindly invite the family and health welfare and make sure that all are given proper instruction and medicine. Na. Aro that the council give it. Council Moto Kurbi, administration or DMC list Ponai Divi, who family affair, and perhaps we can invite them to a certain medical center and provide prevention medicine. We have to do that before the outbreak, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Aru kwani hina idu drainage block pora do aman decision nikal lobo laibo. All colony council members should come together
Yes, sir.
and stand on one issue. We have to widen the drainage. Be it yours, be it others. We have to break it. It is widened. Irrespective of whose land it is. Nah. So your colony should make a decision, firm decision, that we are ready to widen the drainage. Then only DMC also can start acting on it. Or for that matter, the administration. But what we have seen over the past 2 years back, we initiated the clearing of the drainage by forming a committee under the deputy commissioner. There were 8 individuals who were identified as encroachers into the drainage. But then some of them have gone to court. Though we, the administration have actually demolished 1 or 2 buildings.
Because of
That,
that,
yeah.
it really subsided because new market, every time it used to be flooded, but this time it is not that much. Na?
That initiative we have to take up again. Where the people should support the administration, the municipal, all of us should come together. We are very partisan, okay, Nagas in general. When it becomes your relation, my relative, or his villager, that villager, we tend to turn a blind eye. We should not do that. We should be firm. How long can we face this problem? This is recurrent. How many times I'm coming here? This is 3rd or 4th time I'm coming to this colony every year during summer. And I don't have a magic way to solve this problem. It's just to see and just to show you my sympathy, my empathy with all of you, that I join with you in your suffering. But other than that, our hands are also tied because we need resources for, we don't know, mitigating all this problem. Therefore, I think that people should come together and you sensitize the people that the human grief should have a limit. Our greed has got no bounds. Huh? So we should have a limit. Encroaching even into the drainage for construction of a small house or a big building. That is the main cause of this Dimapur recurrent flooding. Therefore, I want specific resolution from each of the councils that we are determined to do widening of the drainage, and perhaps submit your representation to the deputy commissioner so that we take up this in the district planning board, and perhaps endorse this to the government to see that our drainage is given the priority. Okay? And though I don't provide any financial assistance because I don't look after the NSTMA, but I understand if you submit a list of those people who were affected by this flooding to our deputy commissioner, we can endorse it to the NSTMA for any relief or compensation whatsoever is available. Let us do that. We'll do that. Systematically work out, find out what is the actual allocation of land that we have.
This site is belongs to CTC, Clark Theological Memorial College site. They have left 25 feet for drainage
What's that?
at that site.
Okay.
Whereas this side, people are encroaching too much. That is the main problem.
This house also. Yeah. Itu bahal berapa ini?
Kindly entrust your revenue officer to find out the pata holder of this land and find out the specification of the land pata. Aro in NSTA maybe itu mati tu bisi dangur cari di situ. Either the officials are in connivance with the landowner or not, I don't know, but it shows like that. Itu tadi mau jauh lagi na, aku tu, ini mati pun dangur cari di.
So itu drainage tu na, sob pura air tu, itu police point na itu nakar jantan sob lagai dia itu. Aro volume tu bisi air.
We have to actually find out whose responsibility is this to narrow their drainage. We have to find out. Aro municipal chairman, I don't know whether you have resources or not, but for immediate retention. Na itu berapa itu mau korban na. NSTA member kasra kori je itu. Itu officials involved tu itu all boldi hoy. I can see clearly. Drainage to expand koro ni bodle choto banai chilo itu. Kile ni apuri. Kile bhi choto banai. We have to find out the officer responsible for this. Itu para revenue officer para map lobby. Let them find out the pata. Okay, now let us discuss.
Downstream is worse than this. But yesterday morning, all the councillors have come there and detailed everything was done. Oh, we're going to move closer to here.
All the spots, almost all the spots, I have come to a conclusion. Besides the natural calamities, this is a man-made disaster. Our human greed and lack of civic sense. So unless we enforce certain rules to clear the drainage, those people, those owners who are encroaching into the drainage, I think we should give them a firm deal. And that's what I think we should, and the public also should support, come forward and support that initiative, irrespective of your relations with that owner. So let us take a resolve today that Dimapur, we need to resolve this recurrent flooding in Dimapur once for all. We don't want any other development, we want to resolve this first.
No other development except drainage?
Except drainage. It should be a priority. Okay. Besides that, I have come across many a times each year we are facing fire hazard. And actually even the fire brigades cannot enter those, spot because of construction like slum area. So there has to be a rule enforced that the right to pathway should be implemented. Therefore, before construction of any houses, the Dimapur municipal the owner should obtain the clearance from the municipal for construction like in other cities. we have to follow like other cities. Even to construct a house, even for high rise, the municipality, we have to take permission from municipality in other states. So Nagas now, we have come of age, we have to follow that. Therefore, I appeal to each and every one of you, let us come together. It cannot be my job, your job alone. It has to be a concerted effort of each and every one of us. We Nagas are very good at pointing fingers on others without looking at their actually blank in the eye, trying to remove the specks. So let us also understand that what we fail to do also. Let us understand what we have contributed also to resolve this problem.
Sir, one question. As the MLA in charge of Dimapur 2, you have any concrete plan of action to reverse the drainage issue, the drainage problem?
See, as an MLA, as an advisor, our powers are limited, our resources are limited. We cannot do anything beyond a certain limits of where we're entrusted to the function. So therefore, as a chairman of the Dimapur District Planning Board, our deputy commissioner is here. We will try to, convince the people to follow the rules and perhaps take initiative in clearing all this drainage, for which I implore on the municipal council also. They should give their effort. And at the same time, people also should come forward. And especially the media, you should highlight or rather inculcate the civic sense into our people.
Shall we assume, or will it be right to say that it all boils down to, demanding or vote for cash during elections?
No, it is not necessarily that way. Of course, these are problems we are being faced by all legislature during election, but I cannot blame it on them. Actually, the civic sense is not necessarily on demanding money. It's how you treat your environment.
So what about taking action against the defaulters? How strict is the government to take action against the existing defaulters? Because this has been going on for many, many decades and nothing concrete has come out, and that is why we're facing these issues. Now, is the government going to take strict action against the existing defaulters?
See, there are so many problems. Year before last, when I was the District Planning Board Chairman, under the leadership of the Deputy Commissioner, we have formed a task force to clear all these block drainages. That's how we have, the revenue officer have identified 8 individuals who have encroached into the drainage, and the administration have taken initiative to, break certain buildings. But some of them, I think 1 or 2 families, they have gone to court. That's how it stalled the very, initiative. But I have been suggesting our Deputy Commissioner, we will revamp that again. We will initiate. So I think it has to hurt somebody, but can't help it.
Even the ones with political backing?
Whoever may be.
Yeah. Okay.
Let it be my own son. It has to.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank our sir, Moatoshi, advisor, and also the chairman of District Planning and Development Board for his concern and visiting all these colony affected area. I think you are all there. We have visited, we have seen the picture and what sir has said, and with the cooperation of everyone, we'll try to work it together so that this problem is solved in days to come. Yeah.
So viewers, apni kan already dikhi luise MLA advisor for labor and employment, skill development and entrepreneurship and excise, Sir Moatoshi Longkumer, along with DDMA, headed by Deputy Commissioner Dr. Tino Jongshi-Chang. Kan ba aji July 8 already apni kan dikhi luise Lingrijan ba shuru kuri gina tai khan flood affected areas last week pa luigina pani bishi girigina public kan bishi duk paigina aise more than 30 houses isna affect gushe duiklan hoigina tinda innocent life jai ja laga bi dikhole parisha ru chukla nuhi gina SDRF we NDRF kan ba affected families kan ge jana matat kurigina aro district administration can be relief digina aha laga upor de aji yade coalition MLN advisor Mr. Moatoshi aro deputy commissioner kan ba already lingrijan ba luigina nutun basti ba luigina tahan nagarjan debi jeshe aro vilome colony ena khande bishi biar ba effect wina thagangala kole aro yade chundo ami khara ase yede Burma Camp la stretch ito Perna Bazaar ba takan yede inspection kurna jesha council chairman khan ba accompany kurna jesha ro takan la grievances kan share grisha ro yede inspection kurna jo samay de council chairman khan ba ekbar godo drainage to ekta main problem ase guna yede highlight kurigina ase aro yede tan inspection jaina khatom amishta amikan advisor gebe kota gram de dai jani bole dishira ida main problem inaga Dimapur especially face kuri thaga do land encroachment issue ase guna bi ekta yede advisor ba highlight kurna se moi camera person ke ekbar dikhai dibole go ami chunde yede bridge te kharo guna se apni kan already dikhiwo that idu yede du bridge to yede eman dangor illegally land bi encroach kurigina ase to yede advisor ba idu council chairman khan ge hui aro as well as the public khan ge idu government eklar babi noho ekilo de kam kurigina aro chunde naga illegally encroach kurina ase district administration ba hulibi and as well as the government babi kada motaw revamp kurubole ase kurigina bi yede advisor ba clearly mention kurigina ase aro ito kan iklan hoigina even the councillors DMC councillors kiman ase takan nijor laga ward te chundu flat hoigina bishi duk pai ase takan drainage system do sabole ekta yede advisor ba clearly mention kurna so da me anita kwanishna sagina jeshlo ami kan public kan ba mati laga upore bishi juja gra especially naga kidia continuous Dimapur de pani gre tadibra illegally encroach hoigina drainage system bhal ban hoigina ami kan public bishi duk pai ami khan yede advisor ba kwados selfish no hole lage gusha ro chuklan huigina ikki logode kam kurina jawole ta ekta appeal gurna se to ami khan hope kuri thakibo that juntu aji inspection jaise MLN advisor along with the DDMA headed by DC Dimapur Dr. Dino Jongshi Chanbaro DMC laga councillors khan be juntu kuigina ase आगे दे समय दे ज्यादा इमदी भी इनका illegally encroach करना तका खांदो action लुगिना नुहिली भी निजोर लगा वार्ड ते निजोर लगा कॉलोनी दे drainage system भालबा खान भी councillor खान बा होली भी भालबा काम कुना जावले मेगन hope करी थगवा इचागाने मनी for more news and updates keep watching Global Window. This is Chandini with my video journalist Anong reporting from Burma Camp.